It can seem like Hollywood stars have it all together. They fight robots and aliens on screen and still look picture perfect for the red carpet. But every badass action hero started out as a high school student, and every high school student has gone through an awkward phase. These famous actors may seem untouchable now, but back in the day, they were picked on for their looks, their style, and even their early acting careers. Of course, the best revenge is growing up to be a wildly successful movie star. So here are 10 badass actors who were bullied in high school. Megan Fox. These days, Megan Fox is known for movies like Transformers and Jennifer's Body, and she's been voted the most beautiful woman in the world more than once. But she wasn't always so popular. Back in high school, Fox was bullied for wanting to become an actress. Fox says that she spent a lot of her high school years hiding out in the bathroom to avoid having ketchup packets flung at her. But even though she hated high school, she acknowledges that her bullies probably had insecurities of their own, saying, "It's 4 years of your life and you just have to remember the person picking on you has their own problems and their own issues, and you're going to be okay." It seems like Megan has indeed ended up okay.
Yeah, why wouldn't I be?
Jackie Chan. Yes, even Jackie Chan, one of the most famous martial artists in the world, was bullied as a kid. Chan is known for his incredible acrobatics and fighting skills, as well as his spot-on comedic timing. But as a kid, Chan says that he was always too scared to stand up for himself, and he got picked on a lot. It wasn't until a new kid showed up at school that Chan started to face off against his bullies. As Chan says, "I was bullied until I prevented a new student from being bullied. By standing up for him, I learned to stand up for myself." Starting martial arts classes probably helped a little too. Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is easily one of the most famous actors on the planet. He starred as an action hero in movies like Top Gun and Mission Impossible, so it's hard to imagine him as a bullied teen. But when Cruise was young, his family moved constantly in search of work, and he was always the new kid at school. Cruise was small for his age and was often pushed around. He started fighting back eventually, but was never a fan of violence. As he says, "I never liked hitting someone, but I know if I don't hit that guy hard, he's going to pick on me all year. I go, you better fight, I just laid it down. I don't like bullies." Chris Rock. Chris Rock is one of the most successful comedians of all time. He's a former member of SNL, and he starred in movies such as Dogma, Down to Earth, and The Longest Yard. As a kid though, he was bullied so relentlessly that his parents pulled him out of school. Rock attended a predominantly white school, and white students would beat him up, spit in his face, and push him down the stairs. Rock managed to turn a bleak situation into a source of comedy though. His sitcom Everybody Hates Chris was based on his experiences with bullying and racism as a kid. Christian Bale. Long before he was playing the Caped Crusader, Christian Bale was getting piled on by other kids in high school. As he says, "They put me through hell, punching and kicking me all the time." You might think that his rise to fame at 13, starring in Steven Spielberg's The Empire of the Sun, would have made him more popular. But Bale says that fame as a teenager just made the bullying worse. "It was an early lesson in how making a film can set you apart," he says. Of course, all those bullies are probably kicking themselves now that their one-time victim has grown up to be Batman. Mila Kunis. Most moviegoers will agree that Mila Kunis has a perfectly pleasant-looking face. But as a kid, Kunis says that she was constantly bullied for her looks. Other students teased her for having a funny face and big eyes. Kunis says that she even thinks she had a funny-looking face as a kid and young teen, but that she grew into it. Her face couldn't have been that funny though, because she was scouted by an agent before her 15th birthday. After years of TV work, she transitioned into film with roles in movies like The Black Swan, The Book of Eli, and Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Jennifer Lawrence. Jennifer Lawrence has been the reigning it girl of Hollywood for the past few years, with starring roles in The Hunger Games and the X-Men movies. But before she was charming fans and tripping at the Oscars, J-Law was bullied as a kid. She was bullied so much as a child that she had to change elementary schools several times. Lawrence says that things got somewhat better in middle school and high school, but she was still a target. She recalls that one girl asked her to hand out invitations for a party that Lawrence wasn't even invited to. Lawrence says that she just hocked a loogie on them and threw them in the trash can though. That's the kind of attitude that would make Katniss and Mystique proud. Winona Ryder. In the 80s and 90s, Winona Ryder was the ultimate high school weirdo. As a teen, she starred in Beetlejuice, Heathers, and Edward Scissorhands, and most recently, she brought the 80s back with the Netflix series Stranger Things. But Ryder didn't just play a high school outcast on film, she was also bullied in real life. In one particularly gruesome incident, Ryder was mistaken for a gay boy with her short hair and beaten so badly that she needed stitches. After that, Ryder was homeschooled, freeing up time for her to act in more iconic movies. Ryder eventually got her revenge. Years later, one of her former bullies stopped her in a coffee shop to ask her for an autograph. Ryder revealed that she was the kid he'd beaten up all those years ago and told him to go F himself.
People ignore the strange and unusual.
Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds hated high school so much it actually cost him an acting job. Reynolds was offered a role on Buffy the Vampire Slayer as a young man, but he turned it down because he didn't want to play a guy in high school even though he loved the show. He'd just come out of high school where he was tormented by bullies, and he really didn't want to relive the experience. On top of being bullied, Reynolds also flunked his high school drama class. He didn't let that stop him from pursuing acting though, and with the release of Deadpool, he's one of the biggest, most badass stars around. Dwayne Johnson. It's hard to imagine any high schooler taking down Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, but when Johnson was a kid, he was always on the road with his wrestler father. The family lived in 14 different states, and Johnson recalls that always being the new kid in school made him a target for bullies. He says he was always getting into fights, but never starting them. That is until he joined the World Wrestling Federation in the 90s. Johnson says that years of being bullied pushed him into a bad crowd at first, but he managed to find his way to wrestling and acting stardom anyway. So there you have it. Even the most badass stars of today used to get picked on in high school. Luckily for all of us, high school doesn't last forever, and bullies don't get very far in life. Were you surprised to learn about any of the actors on our list? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe.